Oh man, late night with Sports Mark. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back for another episode. Yes, our combine coverage continues on this Friday night. I'm your host, as always, of the Nosebleed section. I'm joined by Jay. What's going on?
How you doing, man? How you doing? It's
Um,
it's been a long sports day. So I can
oh,
say it's a long sport.
yeah. It's been a long day in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Long day in general. But the secondary went today, and like we were talking about before we got on, um, it was one of those days where like it was good, but it was almost just like, all right, we kind of expected this. Like we expected you guys to all run fast and look pretty good, and that's for the most part, that's really what happens. Like we were talking, like some people came out and they did their thing, they ran well and everything, but it was also just kind of like a, all
This
right,
group is deep.
yeah,
This group is deep.
like
They're talented. You're
it
gonna
really felt like
like
that's
you're
what it
gonna get a
was.
guy, and you're gonna get guys in round one. You're gonna get guys in round five. Like that's how I'm looking at it. Like you
Yeah,
pick somebody in round five, you still might get a dude.
I'm just saying because I think a lot of questions were kind of answered because we were sitting there
Yeah.
talking about. And last night we were talking about people like a Nick Scott and a Jacorian Bennett and everything, and a lot of these people look pretty solid.
Yeah, like fast, fluid. Like if they aren't full time guys, then yeah, I could see them as wide receiver four, wide receiver five, like your special teams gunners. You see it. It's like, oh well, dude, you could draft your whole special teams from this day alone. You be straight.
It was these guys look good. I'm just saying. I think Christian Gonzalez, like we were saying before, to your point, Christian Gonzalez might have made himself cornerback one, at least as of now.
Yeah,
You like to see some more out of Joey Porter, but Porter he ran pretty quick. I thought I expected about that much, but I, I think Christian, like he on the field and off the field, like his measurables, his vert, all that was just he made everything look easy.
work. Like it's not a lot to say. I mean, Joey Porter and his dad kind of gave off the impression that like he left some meat on the bones in terms of the 40. Like he definitely should have ran faster. But I
Yeah,
mean, like that happens. He'll be able to run it again on his pro day. And but I'm just disappointed that he didn't do any on field drills. But that may have just been a part of what they thought. So it's probably a part of their plan anyway. So I'm not that surprised. It seems to be executive decisions being made all over the combine for some of these guys. So
it
it
usually
is what it
is.
is. I
Man, it
mean,
was
you could go down this list. It's like somebody popped somewhere. Like Brian Branch was, he didn't run a fast 40, but that's not his game, so it didn't matter. When it came to like the W drills, the change of direction drills, the tracking the ball, the catching the ball, like all the stuff you expect for him, top notch. Looks like he's the top, slot guy or one of the top slot guys. Like,
yeah, he's
okay,
another one that looked good.
huh?
He's another one that just looked good.
Yeah,
Just
he just looked what like he looked incredible, and I'm like, oh okay. All
yeah,
right.
like he just again, it was just like you watched him all year at Alabama. You watched him on film and everything, and it's like, oh, this guy's good. And then you watch him today, and it was just like,
Yep.
yeah, pretty much confirms. Yeah, he's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Like, like I have nothing more to really see of you. Like, like I even said it. Like I was watching, but after a while, it was just like we were saying, like good rep, good rep, good rep. That was
Yep.
impressive. I like that. Like it's like everybody. Like we always say, like it just comes down to like what your flavors or what you're looking for. But like you had your, people made their one or two mistakes, one or two bad reps. Somebody they were really critiquing guys during the W drill
Mm-hmm.
because when everybody was planting, they were taking like what they call like a T step
Mm-hmm.
instead of just keeping their feet straight. They were opening up the one foot in like a T shape and then planting off of that, and it slowed them down a minute for a second. But like
But
that was
even DJ explained like that's coaching. Like that's not them.
yeah,
That's coaching. So I'm like, all right, I
oh yeah,
can't knock you for how you were coached to do this. Like
no,
I can't really get mad at you for that. I mean,
Yeah, no.
again, what I loved about it though is that even the guys that stumbled still were able to recover, still were able to find the ball, catch the ball, like seamlessly. It wasn't like body catches. It was all plucking it out the air, all catching it from different angles. Like I was actually waiting for someone to be bad. And I'm just like, well, okay. It's just okay. Heard Devon Witherspoon had a hamstring issue, which is why he didn't work out. He didn't run anything. He should be good for his pro day though.
I mean, are
Clark
we going to talk
Phillips.
about DJ Turner? Like,
I'm. I Here's the thing. Like, we know he's fast. Cool. Like that's what I got out of it.
yeah,
Yeah. No. All.
straight line speed, you're fast.
Yeah.
We get it.
Like
We
okay.
get it.
Apparently, June just listed off a bunch of names of guys, and it's just like, well, I mean,
Well,
yeah.
he's tagging all his people, and it's
Oh,
because
just like, oh, okay.
no, I mean, I shoot. I'd love to get all these people on the show and just and talk about it and talk about all these prospects. So June, I know you're watching. Like I said, I'd love to get all you guys on and we just have a day. Tomorrow would be a great day to come on. Like
Yeah.
quarterbacks,
Tomorrow was
receivers,
definitely.
tight ends. Just saying, June. I mean, yeah, I mean, even like Keely Ringo, another one. Like he is one of the people that had those concerns, and I remember earlier in the week we brought up as far as him potentially going on and being like a
The
safety next
safety.
level. But
I think what did he ran like a 4.4 or something?
yeah, he ran the four
He ran like
fours
a
and
4.4. I mean, some of his change of direction stuff was but
that was his issue. That was his issue. June, you good? We're saying like, yo, come on the show and we'll all just talk. But yeah, like that was his issue. His change of direction, flipping the hips, all that stuff. Like that
I
was really
mean,
the
I
issue.
still see an issue. So like it doesn't
Yeah,
change, but it's like
no, it
okay, yeah,
didn't.
now I see it. All right. But can he track the ball? Can he find the ball even with all those issues? Like he's long, athletic, finds the ball, plucks it out the air, and it's just like I mean, you like what you like, but what's not there is not there at the same time. So it's like I pretty much confirmed, maybe your cornerback 4, or if somebody wants to turn you to a safety, safety 1. Like it's just kind of what I hate to say it, it's just exactly what DJ said. Like all right, like he moves a little better than you think, but he might be better off transitioning.
Yeah, I mean, I like that dude. I like Keely. I'm interested to see what happens with him going forward, as far as if he's going to be able to make a transition, or if he is asked to move somewhere else around the field. Um, I know they were saying, and it makes sense because like the Ravens were linked to him like multiple times. They were talking about the
Mm-hmm.
Ravens were interested in him. They said he's will be better off. I believe he said it as a press man corner.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, if you have the right system, then great.
yeah.
He'll be right where he needs to be. We won't even have to worry about it. So, um,
Emmanuel
Forbes did
Forbes looked
Forbes did
incredible.
well. Yeah, he did well. He definitely did
Clark
well.
Phillips, incredible.
Clark Phillips lit it up.
Like I was
Like
like, I've been sleeping. I've been cause
he lit it up.
man,
Like
listen.
like watching that dude go through the drills, he was just
Yeah,
fluid as you could want. Like
Deontay
every
Banks lit it up. Like it's just
Banks made
sad.
himself. I think Banks solidified himself as a first rounder. To be honest,
Yep,
at this point,
yep.
I think he put himself squarely in the first round conversation.
Brent is an athletic freak, like DJ said.
The dude Terrell Smith, DJ kept talking about him a lot. Like he kept stopping what he was doing, like mid conversation, just be like, "Oh, here's this
He's
guy Terrell Smith
fluid.
again."
He's
He's a
hella fluid.
he's a bigger dude. They're talking about they don't know what he's gonna play though. He's just like a bigger. He's like really like built size for a corner. So I
Yeah.
mean, they were talking about him possibly moving somewhere else, but I
He
mean,
looks
like
like a
again,
chess piece. Like
yeah, exactly.
it's what's your play? Like who's one of the better guys that you who's the number 2, number 3 option? Like Who do you got to stop? Like, who do you got to stop? That's it. Cool. Throwing them on. Cam Smith, both Carolina boys looked.
Yeah, Cam Smith
incredible.
and Darius Rush both lit it up as well. Brent's is
So
like
good.
6'3", 215 with like a
Stupid.
42-inch vert, and he
Stupid.
was
He looked like it's like corner 3, corner 2, maybe could possibly be a corner 1 at some point.
he,
He's
that
got
was
all
another
the
one.
tools there. It's just it's not fit. Like this class is just it's stupid. Stevenson,
He
ball hawk,
surprised me because I
ball
remember
hawk.
we were talking about it, and I was just like, this guy Brent's like. We brought up that everybody said like he did well in the Senior Bowl. It's just like just seeing what's going on, Dennis. And we were just like he talked about in the Senior Bowl and how he had like a good Senior Bowl showing, and I was watching this guy, and again another person that you do your mock drafts on and everything, and you're like, okay, this guy's a 6th round guy, whatever, blah blah, and then like you see the size, you see the ability to cover. Now you see the athleticism. You start putting it all together. It's like, oh, like
Ooh, that 6 is looking more like a 3 now to me.
yeah, you know what I'm saying, like
It's like
so big.
jeez, okay.
I might be a little wrong in what I was talking about. I apologize to
Like
you.
he ain't
Like,
gonna be that 6. Shit.
yeah, I'm
Okay,
saying,
but
like,
god damn it.
whole cornerback class gonna go by the 3rd round. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I made the comment about Nolan Smith. I was like, all right, pump the brakes. Like he's not going top 10. He's not going top 15. Even though his showing says that, I'm like, even with Edge being such a prominent role, he's not your like if he had those numbers and he was built like Myles Garrett, I could see the hype.
That'd be
He's
disgusting.
thin, so it's like it's gonna be the knock on him that he's thin. He's not your prototypical rusher, but now you have all of these corners and even
Yeah,
the safeties, and it's like if I gotta choose between like one of these corners and him, like I'm taking the corner because I know what I'm gonna get. Like I know even if they're raw, like I have a way better shot at getting what I need out of them than taking a risk on him. Even though he's incredible and he has the pedigree and all that, it's just the corner position is a lot deeper and a lot easier to hit on than trying to go after him. I mean,
yo,
I'm not even going to try to say his name, but the corner from TCU looks good.
Travius Hodges, what Tomlinson. That was
Yep.
Benji's guy, and it's funny. He another one. He said he looked really good. The knock on him was just his height because I believe he was like 5'8".
Yeah, they
Like,
say that, and they're just like, "Well, where is he going to play?" I'm like, DJ Reed might want to have a conversation with you, bro. Like that to me now, I'm just kind of looking at it like height don't mean nothing to me no more. After I seen what DJ Reed did last season, I'm just like height means nothing. Like if the tools are there and you got good coaching, like the height shouldn't even be an issue.
like he was another one that was just like he was just flashing and flying around the field, just as smooth in and out of breaks and cuts, flipping hips and everything as much as you want. He was another one. I was just like sitting back, like just thoroughly impressed with this whole group, like top to bottom. There's
And
like a
it's just
couple.
like people that are not even on this list. Like there's just so many corners. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
ridiculous. Riley, oh, that's what I meant to get to. Listen,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, Riley Moss. Oh yeah.
I'm getting on the white cornerback movement. Somebody got to take Riley Moss, bro. Somebody got to take Riley Moss, bro. That
Oh yeah.
brother is cold.
He
Get that
he
man his
looked good
flowers.
too.
He's cold, bro. He is cold, bro. And had the locks flowing too. Woo-hoo, boy.
Yo, another one just
He's
getting in and
cold,
out of
bro.
his cuts, out of his hip, just flipping hips, tracking the ball in the air. He looked good. He looked good. Like I'm trying to think of the Eli Ricks work today.
No,
I don't know. I want to say I don't
no,
think he did,
no,
which
he
was
didn't.
which was one of the main people I really wanted to see. To be honest, that's
No.
kind of upsets me. I want to see if Ricks could do anything. That sucks.
And it's just
Trice,
like
Trice
everybody else here
performed
is solid.
decently. Yeah, I think Trice performed decently. Arquan Bush, he had made himself some money too.
Yeah. I don't think Garrett Williams worked out either.
I believe
I remember.
I saw something about him tweaking something. I could be
Yeah,
wrong though.
I think that it was one of those tweak situations.
And I think, and DJ said that Anthony Johnson will probably be better suited off as moving to safety next level.
Yep.
That I
Which
do
again,
remember on him.
he moved well enough where like I could see it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Um,
everybody on this list looked good. Everybody popped.
Daryl Turd, he kind of like I saw him. He was inconsistent. I'll say that much because I
Well,
saw some
yeah.
good reps from him, but then I saw someone like, oh, okay, like footwork's a little ugly on this one.
I
Like,
mean, again, but he also played. He's out of South Alabama, so for what he is, and to hold his own against the other guys that he was going up against, like cool. But yeah, you know, he's gonna need to get coached up. He's gonna need reps against better competition. But
yeah,
you kind of that's kind of what you expect. Like you're probably gonna take him fourth, fifth round as like a project, but you know, I like the tools. I like the intangibles. I
oh
like
yeah,
the movement. If like
like,
if I'm looking at a corner and my biggest knock is footwork, I think we're in fantastic shape. Like it's ain't a quarterback issue where like, oh, it's gonna take me forever to fix the footwork. Like, give it a
I
year.
mean, I was especially if you're like a fifth, sixth round developmental guy, you're gonna get with your quarterback coach. You're gonna be a special teams guy.
Yeah,
You'll probably get limited reps on the field during major situations, if that. And
yeah.
then you
Year
like you
two,
said,
year three, you rock out. Like you, all right, I'm fighting for a roster spot. I'm gonna beat everybody else because I'm way more athletically gifted,
I
and
was like,
now I know the system.
even if a year, it might it might be
Yeah,
less
my
because you
end of
may
the
have
year,
every
like
other gift to you, and just
yeah,
say like we were talking about in the T drill, and maybe you just maybe you do that instead of if you stop if you cut that that bad habit out, that
hmm
helps you out in your game, and that's the one thing you were missing. So
and then magically somebody gets hurt or somebody tweaks something. You come in, make a play. Oh, now he's starting for the rest of the year. Done.
exactly,
Now I don't gotta
and
pay the other nigga that much money. I can cut the other dude,
exactly because
save
it's the
money.
NFL and this happens like it
I'm paying
happens
my
all
starting
the
corner
time.
$100,000. Like,
Exactly. Jalen Jones, another one that I liked, and he's a
yep,
bigger body
big,
dude. Think like,
huge
yeah, I think
unit.
I think he weighed in around 6'2" and maybe 210 and change. Another one I
Something like that.
liked. Yeah, Kai Blue Kelly. I think he only ran a 40 though. I believe. I don't think he
I
did
think so.
on field workouts.
If he did, he didn't do a lot of them. I think I saw him maybe do like one or two.
Yeah, because I know he did I remember using him in the 40 time because I was on my way home when
Yeah.
he did the 40. I don't think he ran or did any workouts on the field. So
I think
that
he
was
may have done one or two, but again, it all kind of mushed together at some point.
that's another one where I'm just like I liked him and I know he had a good week in the not combine in the Senior Bowl and I wanted to see more from him just on field workouts. Like again, you have the tape, you have the Senior Bowl tape, you have the Senior Bowl game, all that. So it's just like now come here and compete with some of the best of the best and put your athleticism and just showcase yourself. And he did, but not like the field work guy. He had the measurables, and some people just come for the interviews. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like I know, like probably Hendon Hooker tomorrow is going to be there just for interviewing and talking and
So
stuff
is
like that.
Bryce.
Yeah, and get to know the guy and stuff like
hmm
that. So, but
Which, you
it's
know,
for two different reasons though. Because Bryce is not throwing because he's just not throwing. I know he kind of has like a little injury he's nursing, but Hendon's coming off an ACL tear. That dude's not
well,
working out for a
I'll
reason.
tell you this. I was going to save this for like the quarterback preview, but from what I hear, like those are the three names that I hear him, Hendon Hooker, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson are like the three names I've been hearing all weekend that have had like phenomenal interviews.
I've been hearing a lot of Richardson's stock being up.
I'm like, oh boy, if he comes out and he throws one of those like oh my god throws,
Like Malik Willis was doing last year,
like Malik Willis, Zach Wilson, those kind of throws,
or even like Josh Allen was
yeah,
bombing 80 yarders for the fun
yep,
of it.
just for giggles, like
That was disgusting, by the way. Or 80-yard
I'm
bombs and just
still
laughing
mad
about
about
it.
that.
Like
Like,
whatever.
like all
Still
right,
warming up. Still warming up, guys. And Nick Jones, another one we talked about. Seeing what he
he's
can do
another
on the
guy that
field.
just like you said needs a little more polish, but
Yeah, but again,
Athletic.
like you were saying, it's a solid workout. Like I
Yeah.
can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it at all. I believe Blackman worked out. Um, Blackman worked out a little bit because I remember I saw him a little bit at the beginning. Makai Gardner, I want to say just ran. I
No,
don't.
he worked out.
He
He
worked
worked.
out.
Yeah, he worked out.
Hmm.
But again, they like you said, they all blended together. But I remember
Yeah.
seeing his name multiple times.
After a
Alex
while,
Austin,
they
I
just went
remember
together.
because he's the first name.
Yeah. I remember he worked out too. Carrington didn't work out when I wanted to see him. He
Clark?
didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Carrington Valentine. He didn't
Oh
work
no,
out.
no, he didn't. He didn't.
Lance Boykin worked out. Cameron Mitchell, I don't.
No,
No, he didn't work
maybe I
out.
think he might have ran. He might have ran.
And then Jacorian Bennett worked out too.
Well,
And
yeah, Mister
and
4-3. That's the sucky part
say,
because it's like, bro, you're killing it this whole time, and then DJ Turner runs, and it's like, and then ran
and that's the
again and got a
thing, like,
faster time, and DJ Turner's like, nah, and then you get
and
the
that's
official times, and it's like, oh my, that's got a kid. Like he was good the whole group, and then DJ Turner went last. No, he went the one before last and blew the roof off. And it's like,
and then you have to be
no,
that guy to follow him up. Like this guy
just
just
ran
ran four
a
two
regular
six.
4.53. I'm like,
Like, yeah. It's like, yo, I don't even want to. I'm going to forfeit my turn. Like, I don't want to run this round.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
just
do
run
this
my
no more.
one. No, I don't. Like, you ran 4.26, and I have to follow that up, and I ran 4.5. Like, great. They were probably showing his replay during my run live.
They were.
Like,
They literally had to cut to his run rope. Like he was already
like
getting out. He was just getting out of his stands. They
that's
were
what I'm
talking about
saying.
it. And as
Like,
soon
yo,
as
I'm
he was
not
done,
running
cut
after
back to
this.
the other run.
No, no, skip me. Come back to me a second go around. I'm not running after this. No, we're not about to do this. You're not ruining my combine because he wants to literally come out here, stretch, run a 4.2, and put his sweats back on and be done for the day. You're gonna ruin my combine for that? Nah, we're not doing this.
The sad part is
Hell
I don't
no.
even remember who it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either. If I'm trying to think alphabetically, but it's somebody after the T's. I just I just don't remember
Like
off the top of my
just
head.
just what but what do you and the thing is you didn't even run a bad time. Like
No, he ran 4.5, and
you ran
everybody else was
a
running around
solid 4.5 and
4.4, 4.5.
it's just like
Yeah, but when you get 4.26 before you, it's like, do you guys even want to see my 40 at this point?
I
Like,
don't think anybody paid attention to that 40, bro.
like
I don't think any coach paid attention to that 40, bro.
no, they're all sitting here like, did you just see what he just ran? Would you have him at? Would you clock him at? Like, oh, you're all just talking about the last
Like
one.
my
We weren't
man, you
talking
look
about
up at the
him.
stands and nobody's looking at you.
No, they're all doing one of these like on their stopwatches. Like, what'd you get him at? Who just ran? Whatever, crossing lake, whatever. Like,
Like he ran a
come
what?
on,
Uh-huh.
man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 4.5, please.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever.
this
Anyway,
man ran. The man had no mock draft had DJ Turner in the first round. The man came out and ran 4.26. Like, oh, it's DJ Turner. This guy might be like the fourth corner on the board. Like, oh, like,
wait,
come on, man.
what?
Like, yo, he was not on a mock in the first round. Now, man's corner four off of a 4.2. Like, come on. Anyway, Keecho Clark, another one that I really enjoyed watching his performance
Yeah,
today.
showed up.
And another one just stock rising, and I love it. I love it. He came in the Shrine Bowl, and I said it last night, they game planned away from him. In a Shrine Bowl game, like, we're not throwing to that side of the field. We're
Like,
only
yeah,
throwing this
sorry.
way. Like,
I don't know what you thought you was gonna do. I don't know where you thought
like,
you was throwing. I don't know what receiver thought they was going off. Nah.
yo, every QB literally like saw where he was and just looked at him and turned to the left and threw it back this way. Like, nope,
And so, oh, that's where he is.
nope. I'm gonna just keep testing this side of the field.
Like, I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah, it was even running right. I was like, this is crazy. Like, you're running away from a corner. Like, and he's like 5'8". It was just crazy to see. And then you flip over and you got the safety position. And the safeties,
Which again, all did well.
like,
This
I,
one had a little more like parity, I guess is the best way to say. Like
mhm.
there are certain guys that like, okay, I didn't know who you were. Now I know who you are. three names specifically I'm looking at right now. Those are the three guys I was thinking about. Jordan Battle, who I knew, but like still solid. Uh, Jamie Robinson, had no idea who this man was.
Really,
No idea.
really. Oh man, I'm surprised. He actually is like I've known about him like the whole season. He's actually a really good safety.
I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, now I know who you are. Now
and
I
the guy
100%
and
know.
another thing, and then he's also like just not just on the field but off the field. He's a really like a loved person. Like just as far as like coaches and
Just
everybody raves about him, wanting him on their team, and he's just like I gotta do what I gotta do to go on the field. I'm starting safety, and if I'm backup, if I'm doing special teams, I don't care. Put me on the field. And he's just one of those guys who's like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play. So
yeah, no, that and after he just showed out, I was like, I don't see a reason why he's not taken in terms of safeties relatively high. They kept talking about JL Skinner. I don't think he worked out. I think it might have been an
he
injury.
didn't, which he's coming off an injury.
I don't know. I said it might have been an injury or
Oh,
something. I don't know.
I gotta look into him because I was another one where I was hoping to see film and see tape and everything, and then see the workout, and then you put everything together and you kind of get your picture of the guy. So hopefully he does a pro day or something down the line at
Yeah,
Boise State, and we can see that because I was like
his
wanting to see
teammate
him
almost
work
killed
out.
himself though.
Oh my gosh, that backflip at the end,
Oh,
man,
Jesus
almost
Christ!
ended his career before it started. It's like, yo, don't ever, don't,
Don't just never do that again in your life. Like, bro,
no.
y'all just worked out. That was like one of the longest DB workouts I've ever seen at a combine. And then you decide to do that. Like, bro, your body said no.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
ever
my
do that
man
again.
almost fell on his neck trying to do that backflip. Please, yo,
Ugh.
don't don't do that.
Smith the
Um,
second looked big, smooth, fast, explode. I was like, who? What? And then
again,
I seen the
it's like
school, and I'm like, oh, okay.
and I'll say again, it's what we talked about last night with these Georgia players. They just put people out in waves, so you're not always gonna know who every person is. So it's just like Beal came out last night and put on the show. It's like, who is this guy, Robert Beal?
Like,
Like
all
like
right,
they just came out and then he came out and like you said, it's just you have 11 5-star studs on the field. Not everybody gonna get noticed.
nope. And then he
But
came
he
to the combine, was like, oh, watch this, and it's just like,
yeah, he was like, now I can show out. And he went out and
all
had
right,
and moved himself up board and it's like, yeah, like you said, like, all right, I gotta watch another guy's film. I gotta figure out this guy too now. Jartavius Martin, another one who actually had a really good workout. And it's
yep,
crazy. They were talking about the pair of Illinois safeties, and they actually stopped for a second. They were like, "We're really talking about Illinois safeties, like
right,
this, like we're talking about the Illinois secondary because you got Witherspoon, Jartavius, and Sidney Brown. Like we're talking about
like
Illinois
all of them
secondary.
talking like
Like
first 3 rounds,
yeah, like
stupid. Brandon
actually,
Marshall or yeah, Brandon Hill, excuse me, Brandon Marshall,
oh yeah,
bugging. Brandon Hill, another guy popped.
oh yeah,
Demarco
Helms.
Helms, yo, or Helms or what? I forgot how the hell to say his last name.
I think it's Helms.
Helms. There we go. That's what it is. Helms. Amazing workout.
I even like this kid Jason Taylor the second from Oak State. I
Yeah,
thought he did pretty well too.
yeah. He was
To
solid.
be honest, I think,
Brandon
and then
Joseph was a little stiff, but like you said,
it's
it
that
just feels like it's a Notre Dame thing.
it's
Like, all
that
right,
Notre Dame thing, man. It's just every player that comes out of Notre Dame just does not have fluidity. They just have like this stiffness to their game, like everything's just regimented. It's like they don't want to waste motion. So I
yeah,
get it. It's like no waste of motion, but it's like, bro, like you have to be fluid and have bends. It's like some people just aren't bend. They might just be power guys. I don't know.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, Merriweather was solid.
yeah, he was
wasn't
a solid,
wasn't good,
solid.
wasn't great, but just solid. But like, all right, that if your safety solid, then yeah, I think your secondary is fine.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like he held his own with everybody
Yeah,
else. I think he stayed up, kept up. And then Trey and Ronnie Hickman didn't work out, which annoyed me because another person I wanted to see do something.
yeah.
But he didn't work out.
Kamari Connor, fantastic. Jordan
Yeah.
Howden, fantastic. Like
What's his name? DJ was talking about Connor being like a third round pick. He was like, I
I
could
could
see
see it.
Connor going. He's like, I could see him being an early third round pick.
I could see it.
Javarius Owens, the safety out of Houston, I feel like he had one of the lesser workouts,
Hmm.
but he was a bigger dude. He looked like he could be almost damn near like a hybrid safety linebacker type.
I mean, I feel like some teams will probably see him that way, where it's like, all
He-
right, like he moves well enough, where like, all right, you can move him down a little bit, put some weight on him, and you rock it.
yeah,
Daniel
Did Dan-
Scott, another
Daniel
one.
Scott.
These white boy secondary players, man, they creeping. I'm down with the movement though. I'm down with the Slim Shady movement, bro. I love it. He's another guy
He
that
as
he's
like
a
we were
football
talking before
player
we
that's
got
an
on.
athlete. Cool.
That was his
Check.
biggest concern that everybody was talking about. And like you said before we even got on, like because the Jets, you guys drafted Ashton Davis, who was an athlete who were waiting to see if they could play football. But knock on Daniel Scott is like, you're a football player, but are you athletic? And I think he checked all them boxes tonight.
It's bad that
So
they already mocked it. Like Daniel Jeremiah on the spot was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be a chief safety.
Chief.
Like he's gonna be a chief." I'm like, yo, what do y'all know? Like, y'all saw the script already? Like, what's up?
Saw the script. The rich get richer, man. Rashad Torrance, it was an interesting one. I think he was another one that kind of had like a lesser workout. I think he was all
Yeah,
right, but like you said, well, you have other people have popped way more than him, in my opinion. And then
yeah,
Freak Jones is the man that almost broke his damn neck
yeah. That, yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
on literally like the last rep of the entire workout.
Your man runs for a touchdown, tries to do a backflip, and body die. Like, you see his body give out mid flip
Oh yeah,
and just
oh
goes.
yeah. Landed like
It's like,
he landed like knee and like face first. Like, yo, what is this man doing?
bro,
Well,
what? Rich Eisen almost had a damn near had a heart attack on like on on set. Was like, what? I'm like, Rich, relax, brother.
yeah, you gotta breathe, Rich. You
Never
gotta
get
breathe.
like scared the hell out of me. I'm
Tomorrow
like,
is the day. Tomorrow is the day.
and
Oh
it's the
man.
day that like I'm probably not gonna catch all of it because it starts 2 hours earlier, and I'm like, all right,
No.
I have stuff to do on a Saturday, of course.
I'm
Like, all
gonna
right,
be in front of this TV. Not just obviously for Giants reasons, because I want at least one receiver, but receivers, quarterbacks, tight ends, like it's a big day tomorrow. I
I'm
mean,
calling it now. I'm calling it now. Tyler Scott's gonna run the fastest 40 tomorrow. Tyler Scott's gonna run the fastest 40.
y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it first.
Calling
Tyler
it now.
Scott,
Tyler Scott.
fastest 40 out of the
That's who
group
I'm going
tomorrow.
with on the 40. I
People,
know everybody's looking at
people
Jalen
go.
Hyatt and Josh
People
Downs.
look at people like
Tyler
that.
Scott.
Hyatt.
Tyler Scott.
This is just this group just looks just gross. Like
Like,
the talent
it's
of
one of
this
those where
group.
like either we're gonna say it's gross because they all run 4.5s, or it's gonna be gross because they're all gonna run sub 4.3.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just gonna be a line of like you're gonna line up the positions where it's like, oh, we thought everyone else was fast. Sub 4.3s. It's like
yeah. This is like this is gonna. I hope they go first tomorrow because I don't want to be like, oh, the quarterbacks are working out. Like, all right, cool. You know,
yeah, we
everybody's
don't want to
gonna
see that
throw.
though. Like,
Yeah, I want to see this. This is what I
this is
need to
what we want
see.
to see.
I want to see 4.3s. I want to see great routes. I want to see cuts. I want to see hand catching, not body catching. Stop. Don't
Well,
catch
I
with your
mean,
chest.
this
Like
class is more or less made up of slots, from what I hear. Like most of this class is made up of slots, so you should get really good route running. The
route
question
running
is,
and
are you going to get
separation.
speed?
That's what I
Yeah,
need.
that's the biggest thing. Are you going to get speed and separation? That's really the question for this class, though, is that there aren't a lot of guys that get a lot of separation and speed, but they're all sub 6 foot. I also
I'm
like people like they're actually people like every draft analyst I've listened to are like, oh no, this is one of the guys that's over 6 feet. Like this is one of the guys that's over 6'1". Like we got to pay attention to him because he's one of the few big guys. And I'm like, you got a bunch of niggas my height. Like this just makes me feel bad as a person. Like damn, I could have ran with these niggas.
Benji, if Max Duggan runs 43, he still will get drafted in the 7th round. We're not playing this
After
game.
that performance, like that may only move him up to a 5th round project.
We're not playing this Max Duggan game. We're
What's he
not
gonna?
doing
He's
this.
gonna be what's his face from last year on freaking the guy that's on Washington now from North Carolina.
Oh, Sam Howell.
Yep, he's gonna be he's gonna be the Sam Howell for this year.
Oh, jeez. I mean, look, there's some names on this list that I cannot wait to see perform tomorrow. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt, and I want to see Jordan Addison. That's one of the people that I want to
Yep,
see. I
yeah.
know you're a Tyler Scott guy. I want to see Zay Flowers.
I want to see how
I
physically Zay Flowers looks. Like that's what I'm. I want to know if that size is going to hinder like his speed to a point where it's a negative. Because at this point for receiver, like if you go sub 4.4, it's like you everybody's gonna kind of look at you sideways. Like you can't go sub 4.4 at this point, really.
I want to see Tank Dell. That's what I want to see work out because
I've heard
he
things,
was he was tearing people up at the Senior Bowl.
but I mean,
You know what I
is he
mean?
more quick? Is he more quick than speed though?
I want to say as of now because I don't know his speed. I don't know like straight line 45.
I'm
I
just
don't. I
talking
don't know
about
that.
from the looks of what you saw at the Senior Bowl because I missed the
Oh,
scene.
route running and separation. That's
Yeah,
what he gives me. That's
so
that's
it
that's
it, it
what he
seems
gives
like
me.
it's more quicks than speed.
I'll take it. Like, I don't care.
I'm asking. I'm not making. I'm asking you.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I want to see tomorrow. I want to. I'm interested to see like his whole speed aspect. But from what I saw from the Senior Bowl, he was unguardable.
Mm,
There wasn't a corner during the Senior Bowl that could guard him. He was
mm.
turning corners around left and right. There was like nobody on that Senior Bowl roster on his team or the other team that could guard him. And like, it was just ugly. And this is in pads. Like he's like just his route running, his footwork, everything. He was just separated from anybody that matched up against him. And after that, he still was, besides Daniel Jeremiah. And Daniel Jeremiah sometimes is that guy who's like guy goes from the 7th rounder to he could be a top 15 pick. It's like, all right, DJ, pump the brakes,
Like whoa,
pump the
whoa, whoa,
brakes,
buddy,
pump
whoa.
the brakes. Like, but
I've heard
having
Tank Dell as like in terms of if you rank top 5 receivers, I've heard him anywhere between 4 to 7 for most people.
he and again, it's another one where when you're doing like PFN mocks and everything, the guy starts off and he's like, okay, he started off in the 6th round. Like, oh, I can get Tank Dell in the 6th round. And I was doing a mock this past Monday, and dude was there at like the 2nd round now. I'm just like, okay, like you guys are updating your stuff. Now he's like a second
Mm-hmm.
to 3rd round pick now.
Which
Makes a bit
tracks,
more sense.
which tracks, yeah.
Right. It makes a lot more sense now. And I mean, it just keeps going. Um,
You know
I
who I'm
don't.
actually interested to see, like
Mm,
work out, run everything, Keyshawn Boutte, because I keep hearing everything about this man talking about he's, if you want the equivalent to Jamar Chase's talent at a bargain, if you want a guy that's going to do X, Y, and Z, and he's going to look great, he's going to run Chris, he's going to do all this stuff, you take Keyshawn Boutte and you deal with the issues. I want to see it.
yeah.
I want
Uh,
to see it. I want to see it. That's just
it,
that's simple. I want to see it.
and
At Perry for some people were like I know 2 people that I listened to. At Perry was like their number 1 guy going into the summer. Now he's 9, 8,
he's
9.
like the only thing that one part that really killed his stock was that he disappeared during the Shrine Bowl.
Mm.
Like he disappeared during the Shrine Bowl, and like that was one thing that really like shot him down. Um, I know before we got on, we were reading a rumor about Jackson Smith. And again take it with a grain of salt, guys that are watching. But one thing I read off of Twitter before we started tonight was Jackson Smith was intending to run the 40 at the combine tomorrow, but he during test runs he was hitting numbers around the 4.8 range, and he ended up looking at his agent and he kind of shook his head and like a nah, I'm not running kind of thing tomorrow. So take that with a grain of salt. Don't know what's going on there. Don't know if it's true or not. We'll see if he actually does run tomorrow. It'll be interesting. If he runs in the 4.8 range, that's going to be very telling. Some people say like if he runs in the 48 range, you have to start thinking like that injury history. Is there an injury, something nagging him? So something to watch. Don't know if it's true. Don't know, can't confirm it. Obviously, it's draft time, smoke, mirrors, rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I'm interested with a couple people. Jonathan Mingo is one that kind of interests me just because of like a size thing. He'll be there in the later rounds, but I have to believe he's around 6'4", 6'5". And
Mm,
then I like these Stanford receivers. I like Elijah Higgins, and they have another receiver, Michael Wilson. I don't know if he's on this list. He might be more at the bottom. But
mm.
the Stanford receivers are pretty interesting. And I know Tanner McKee, the quarterback for Stanford, is going to be probably, if he's invited, which he more than likely is going to be,
Yeah.
um, more than likely they'll be throwing. So I like to see what these guys can also do. Um, and then you got like Marvin Mims. I like Marvin Mims. I
Anybody with the name Mims gives me PTSD. So
yeah, I know for you. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
it's just it's very tough times out here. Very very tough times.
I mean, the talent keeps going. You got Andre Isovius and from Princeton and small school guy, Ivy League guy, but he's another one who turned a lot of heads at the Senior Bowl. And then Benji, I know Benji, if you're in here, I know you're an Andre guy. Michael Wilson, there you go, the other guy from Stanford. He's one that I'm
Michael Wilson,
watching.
I've heard a lot of very very good things about, and he needs to have a day tomorrow because
He,
he's a part of that group that I talked about. That's that over 6'1" group.
hmm
That like if he shows that he's healthy and he moves well and he runs well and everything, don't be surprised. He's a guy
like
that can move up from we're not going to take him to we're going to take him on day two, early day two,
he,
like
well,
early day two.
like I said, he improved his stock a lot in the Senior Bowl alone. So like, just if I don't know where he was prior. He might have been like the 6th round pick prior. Maybe he's sitting around the 4th round range now. Maybe he tests well tomorrow. He gets into that 3rd round, so it'll be interesting.
But again,
Um,
you also have to take that into account. Like he could mess around and be a first round pick because of his size. If he tests well, he's one of the
yeah,
few bigger body receivers. And what have we been saying? A lot of the receivers now are small. So it's like there
yeah.
are going to be teams that because again, what do we have? Quentin Johnston, and that's it. Like
Uh,
that's it.
I want to say Tillman 6'3", 6'2", 6'3".
Then I think so. I think so.
I want to say he's around there. Um, I want to say Justin Shorter's got some height on him. Mingo's around 6'4".
There's not a lot though. There's not a lot of guys.
No, there's not a lot of these 6'4", but I mean, I feel like that's kind of how the NFL is transforming anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
A lot of there's a lot more guys that are 5'9" than that are 6'2" and 6'3".
that 5'9", the 5'11" range. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. Then you
So
got
I mean,
Richie
like,
Rice. Like,
so at like though it's kind of like what we said about like the D linemen in the corner and the linebackers. Like you have your height, weight, speed, like those things win guys, and then you have the route runners that are coming in now that are just you plug them in and you play them. So it's like, what do
right,
you want?
very
And
true.
it's like you just pick from those pools. That's why I'm like, some of those height, weight, speed guys could be picked earlier because you already have like you look at a team like the Jets, like we have Elijah Moore who's 5'9", we have Garrett Wilson who's 5'10", 5'11". We don't need any more short guys. Like we need size. We need bigger guys. We have Corey Davis, and we don't even know if he's going to be there next, like in a couple of weeks. You need bigger guys. Not everybody's going to be a T Higgins, but you need size.
True.
So those guys get pushed up.
Oh, Xavier Hutchinson didn't get an invite. That's surprising.
Mm.
Hmm. I mean, he's just talent everywhere. You got Jaden Reed, Charlie Jones is another one who's just like he's another kid who just is always one of those guys that's just clutch, and he's always in the right place at the right time. There's another Benji guy he's always been talking about. Parker Washington's a great slot receiver out of Penn State who will be
I
there
heard
in the
some things
later
about
rounds.
the Princeton kid.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He
I'm
was in
like,
the Senior Bowl.
we're getting smart school. We're getting smart school guys now, like just cooking people. Like we're in brand new territory here.
Oh, there's Hutchinson. There you go.
You got nerds cooking people. Like we're
Nerds cooking people. Sky's a fool. Oh my god.
we're in brand new territory here.
I mean, to be honest, like besides Jalen Wayne, I don't know too much about Dontavian Wicks and Jalen Brooks. I know a little about Darius Davis. So just to be completely honest, so I'm just going to be invested in everybody else, seeing what these guys can do. Jalen Cropper is another one who came to the Shrine Bowl and he balled out pretty well. He made himself a name. So I'm interested to see how he does if he keeps moving up. Matt Landers is an interesting prospect. I feel like he's a bigger body guy. He's like a 6'4", 6'5" kid, but I feel like he's almost too slow for the receiver position. Like
He
I feel
might
like
be a guy that transitions to being a
you know
tight end.
who he reminds me of? It reminds me of like a Lawrence Cager.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
it reminds
Yeah.
me of.
So he's a guy that they're just gonna look at him and then probably be like, well, we can take him late and then transform him into a tight end.
Yeah, and then you got Xavier Hutchinson, who I'm pretty high on. I really like that kid's game. He's just going to. I'm interested in him because I don't know if he's going to test well, but he's a gamer. He's
Mm-hmm.
definitely he's a gamer for sure. Um, Other than that, the main guys I'm watching down here, Puka Nakua from BYU, because he's another one. He reminds me almost like a Dante Pettis mold.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie Bell from Michigan didn't really live up to all the expectations when he was first coming in there, but he's another person to watch out for. Trey Palmer, I keep hearing good things about, and he actually brings special teams to the table. He's a punt returner, kick returner, as well as he was Nebraska's main receiver. So it's another guy that I look out for as well. Like I said, there's just people. There's just
Mm-hmm.
names everywhere.
It just keeps going.
it,
Like
it does. It does. J. Ray Jenkins, Raheem Jarrett, Bryce Ford Wheaton. He played in the Shrine game, and he probably was the best of all the receivers there. Jadon Hazelwood's another receiver that I really like. Joseph Goddard from Clemson, Michael Jefferson. Like, there's
yeah,
just
bro,
people. Like,
like this
there's
this is
got to
another
be
one of
two
those
to
days
three
that
receiver
it's
groups.
just deep.
Yeah, like even Jake Bobo. I even know about Jake Bobo, like from UCLA. He was Dorian Thompson Robinson's best weapon. I believe it was the year before. It was more of Greg Dulcich. Because if you see how he translates in the NFL, he was lighting
Mm-hmm.
it up for the Broncos. Jake Bobo and Zach Charbonnet, his running back, who's running back 3 right now in the draft, he recorded some rankings. Uh, those two are like his main people for UCLA. Uh, I mean, now we can look at the tight end group. It's gonna be more of the same, man.
Stupid. It's
Like,
stupid.
like what did
Like
what did DJ say today? DJ said he sees 3 tight ends going first round.
your man said he sees 11 with top 3 round grades. That's it's stupid. Like it is just it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
I know for sure he has Mayer going. Dalton Kincaid, and I guess would either have to be Darnell Washington or Musgrave going as a third tight end in the first
I
round.
hear more Darnell Washington, but like don't be
Same,
surprised if Musgrave sees like if a team's just
same,
like, I need a pass catcher, so like we could get 4. Like
right. Darnell's a freak. The dude's like 6'7".
yeah, no,
He's
he's pretty much an extra lineman who watches all like the smash mouth tight ends, and it's just like, all right,
a kid's a monster, like 6'7", like
he's
two
a extra,
sixty.
he's literally a jumbo package lineman.
Like, I mean, like you said, it just Luke Shoemaker, Tucker Craft, Brenton Strange, like the list just goes on and on and on.
It's
Like,
just it's not fair. Like just
Josh
it's just
Wiley,
and the
Sam
funny part is like all
Laporta.
they kept talking about this year is like, oh, this is a class where like these corners are good, but they got cooked by X tight end. They got cooked by this tight. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
if the
I heard
corners
that
were
like
this
10
good
times
and they're
today.
getting cooked by these tight ends,
I heard that like a good like 8 to 10 times today during the broadcast, and it was Sidney Brown, the safety that we just mentioned from Virginia Tech. Like a lot of them are just like, oh, they have good tape. But then the one game against so and so, they just got killed by a tight end. Like every single one of them was just like every single like corner and safety got cooked by tight ends. That just tells you like Josh Wiley, Sam Laporta, Cam Latu, Payne Durham, Jack Kuntz, like it
It's
just
just roll them out. Just roll them out.
yeah. It's literally just like I can get damn near a starting tight end in the third, fourth round. Just
If
like
you listen to DJ, you can not just get a starting tight end, you can get a potential superstar tight end in the third or fourth round.
it's so bad, yo.
Like
It's like
it's potential tight end ones just all across the board, or high end twos. Like there are barely any threes. It's just
Will like even the bottom of this is Will Mallory and Travis Volker. Like and both of them were good too. Like it's funny. I was watching. I remember before it started, I was hoping that Stanford's tight end Eurosec came out because that kid's a stud too. But now when I'm seeing that you have potentially, what do you say, 11 tight ends with first to third round grades, like
yep.
now I'm like, okay, Eurosec, I get why you went back.
But
Like,
then that also leaves a question. Like there's still like people are just like, oh, like these guys are good, but like there are guys in college now that like they're so much better than them and they're gonna come out next year. So I'm like, if
oh
this
yeah,
is the tight end class now, next year's tight end class is gonna be it's gonna
oh
be
yeah,
god tier.
because then you got like just you're gonna have Eurosec and shoot, if he's eligible, you're gonna have freaking Ben Powers, a tight end from Georgia, who's just a
Yep.
monster. If he's
And I
eligible,
think there's another one from like I think it's Ohio State. I want to say.
no,
I don't know. It's just
like I said, that's what I'm excited about. Those two groups. So, of course, we're gonna look at the quarterback group just before we get out of here. Um, as we know, Bryce Young won't be throwing. CJ Stroud will be participating. Anthony Richardson, Will Levis. Did you heard Will Levis's comments about throwing?
I didn't hear exactly what it was, but I know someone commented on it. I just didn't hear what he said.
They were just like they were like, "Why are you throwing? Like, what else do you have to prove?" And he was like, "Well, I have a cannon. I'm going to show it off. So that's why I'm throwing tomorrow."
Talk
So
that talk, young fella. Like,
yeah,
just be ready to. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could say all that, but I mean, like, Mitch Morgan
I
looks
was
like
just
dog water. Like,
getting ready to say. I was
like
just getting ready to
don't
say.
open your mouth and say like Jake Campbell came out and said some craziness and then backed it up and he looked great. So it's like, all right, cool. Like,
I
I'm
was
rocking
just
with
getting
you.
ready to say.
And then there's
Don't
Mitch
pull
Morris.
Mike
Like, don't
Morris.
ever open your mouth again. Like,
Don't pull Mike Morris claiming that you're part of Michigan pass rusher you, and come out and run a 4.240 like and quit halfway through the drills. Don't do it to yourself, Will Levis.
4.2. The nigga ran like a 4.7.
Oh my gosh.
He ran like a 4.74.
He's talk about killing yourself. They let him have to move inside with Mozzie Smith and be D tackles or something.
Word.
After that workout, that was rough. I don't know. Will
Word.
Levis, he did not do so. I mean, like I said, Will Levis came from Penn State. He's a Penn State guy, transferred to Kentucky. His other quote was, "I was the best player in college football in 2021, and I'm going to show everybody why I'm the best quarterback coming out this year," something like that. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see.
You talking a lot of noise, my boy.
Man, we'll see. I'm just saying, like again, as a Penn State guy, you couldn't beat out Sean Clifford at Penn State, and you had to transfer to Louisville. And you had the year you had this past season. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what
Again,
he does.
of course, to the year, apparently he had 3 injuries that most people would have sat out the season for, and he played through them. So, like, respect. And he has the tape where, like, he's just getting blasted. And I think that's the knock on him is that he just takes too many big hits. And I'm like, cool, that makes you, like, a tough football player until you get rocked and you cost your team a win because you're not available. Like, yeah, no, Mike White was a tough guy, too, until Joey Porter lit his chest up and he was gone. Like it's all hot spicy. Oh, he's a football guy until you can't get up until you're throwing up gang signs on the floor. Like,
Oh my gosh.
come on,
Yeah,
man.
you and Paul are just awful. So I mean, To round it out, I mean, I believe this is close to, and I don't know how many other quarterbacks are in here. I mean, it looks like actually a couple more,
I'm
but
curious if Stetson Bennett performs because
like
I'm literally I've
I
seen him and everybody's just like, oh, Stetson Bennett's gonna go. Stetson Bennett's in that. I'm like, bro, this Nick, he screams AJ McCarron to me.
I'm I don't know what I don't even know what that guy's gonna do. I was gonna say like Hendon Hooker obviously isn't gonna work out, but I know he's just doing interviews, he's hanging out, letting people get to know letting people get to know the young man. So I like that. Aiden O'Connell, a lot of people actually have talked about that they really like O'Connell's game, so I think he could be somebody, but I don't think he'll be like I could see O'Connell being like a what's my man's name? What's the quarterback? Backup quarterback.
Chad.
What's this guy's name? Chase Daniel. I can see
Oh,
him being like a Chase Daniel, just in
okay.
the league as like the backup quarterback for the next like 15 years. Which
Listen, bro,
hey,
that's like 200. That's like 2.3 a
I
pop.
was
Like
say like
you make a good
I'll do
life with
that
that.
all day long. I'll pay me $2 million or $3 million a season to hold somebody's clipboard. I'll stand around the sideline with $3 million. Like, yeah, you missed this throw. You do this right here. I'd have made that throw, but I'm not playing. So, like, I'll do that. $3 million a season. Sign me up.
For
Yeah,
the next 15 years of your life, yeah. And you get
like
away with all your faculties. You ain't really never ever got to take a hit. Like,
no,
and
like
you go right into like either a coaching job or
healthy. Yes,
broadcasting. Like,
healthy, clean bill of health. Like I ain't got no CTE. I got no brain injuries. No nothing.
it
I do my
automatically got a
15
secondary
years.
career right after.
I do my
Automatically.
15 years, and then I come in and like, hey, coach, I think I'm gonna go. I want to be a quarterback coach after 15 years of being a quarterback in the NFL. All right, like I will be good. Shoot, some people have been really high on Stetson Bennett. Like I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter. Like just to say what you're saying, like a lot of people have been seeing like, oh, Stetson Bennett's like he's got game and he's this and he's that. Like first off, they believe he's like 25, 26 years old by the time the
Oh
season
no,
rolls around.
I'm not high on him at
So
all. I'm very curious to see.
no, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying people are. Like
Yeah, no,
people in
and trust
general,
me,
I've
my
seen.
barber gave me the rundown because he said, well, "What do you think about Stetson Bennett?" And I laughed in his face.
Just I don't know. Look, two-time national championship, great. I get it. Again, another like he can
AJ McCarron.
improvise, you can throw, you can run, like you got some wheels on you, I give you that.
AJ McCarron.
But like again,
AJ
you're
McCarron.
surrounded by five-star athletes.
AJ McCarron.
I won't even say I'm not giving him AJ McCarron because AJ's not he's more athletic than AJ. I'll give him that. Like he was running. AJ didn't run like that. AJ wasn't like a scrambler running for his life like that.
I'm
So I
talking
won't
about
say it's
just
AJ
like
McCarron.
that's the career you maybe you stick around longer than he does. Ultimately end up in the USFL and XFL and playing for your kids. Still a great life.
I mean that part I respect. That was a good story though. I'll
Yeah,
give him
no,
that
it's a great
much.
story.
He
Great
he
story.
chose he chose to go play in the USFL so his kids could actually watch him play. He's led two game-winning touchdown drives the past
Not
2 weeks at
get
the
a league the
USFL.
respect. It's the XFL, not the USFL. It's the
All right,
XFL.
XFL. Sorry, the XFL. I'm sorry. I apologize. Jared Hall, BYU guy. I don't see
I
him.
don't see the hype. I hear the hype. I
Yeah,
don't see the hype. But like, all right,
no,
cool.
don't.
I don't trust quarterbacks out of BYU. I'm scarred at this point. I'm scarred. I'm just
Jets fan.
yeah.
Then
I'm
you got
done.
Benji's
I'm done.
boy
Hang it up.
Max Duggan.
Max
Uh,
Duggan looked like doodle water in that national championship. So I don't. Maybe it's just because I ain't watching more. Yeah, I watched that one game and was like, "This is what I
yeah.
was talking about. This is what I was hyping up." All right.
I mean, when you're playing Big 12 defenses all year long, it's easy to throw for 400 yards passing and four
Your
four
man ran into
touchdowns.
Georgia and was
I
not.
was
He was
saying
not getting the ball off at all.
you ran to damn near an NFL team. Like that's what
Like,
happened. Like you win the
yeah,
national
bro,
championship.
you gonna be holding a clipboard. Sorry to tell you.
Like you win the national championship, and you went up against the Eagles. Like, like it's just
Like
like
nigga,
that's
just
exactly what happened.
take your participation trophy,
Yeah,
take the
exactly.
picture,
Like
keep
take
pushing.
your handshake, do your little sad walk through the confetti, like with your head down, and get off the field. You never had a chance to win that game. They
Not at
came
all.
out like, come on, man. That's what happened. Even like the guy Steve Avila, like their guard who's like a top 3 guard in the draft. This got mauled inside by Jalen Carter and them. Like he was
No,
on tape
pause.
the entire game.
It's almost as
Uh,
if like Georgia felt disrespected. Like they wanted Alabama in the national championship and they got TCU and they were just mad that they got TCU and they took it out on TCU.
right.
They got mad at college
Mhm.
football. It was like, all right, y'all gonna give us what? This is what
It
y'all think?
was just like this is what you maybe got out of bed for. Like you
It
might as well
was
just
like,
hand me
all
the
right,
trophy now. Like
they gonna take this butt whooping.
it was ugly. I mean, so then you got Clayton Tune. I believe this is the end of the list, but Clayton Tune, DTR, Dorian Thompson Robinson, Malik Cunningham, Tanner McKee, Jake Hayner, and Tyler Badgett. Um, Clayton Tune. I like Clayton Tune out of Houston. Again, he has ties with Tank Dell. They have a good rapport together, but I don't. Clayton Tune. He's a sneaky athlete too. I'll give him that much. But he might be a career backup kind of guy. You might be seeing him in the XFL, USFL. Maybe he could stick around somewhere for a bit of some practice squads. I love DTR. Kid's athletic. He has a decent sized arm. The kid has heart, and he's a competitor. Like, I have a soft spot for DTR. I'm a little biased on that. I will give that much. Um, will he
I
be
just
an
had to
NFL
I had
quarterback?
to laugh at Malik
Doubt it.
Cunningham's comments because he's like, yeah, I know I got drafted in the USFL, but I'm not going to play there. I'm gonna get drafted in the NFL. I'm like,
Well, why would anyone take the opportunity? Take your shot at the NFL. You know you can always fall back on the USFL. Like,
nah, but it's just the way he came out and said it. I'm like, man.
oh well, I mean, you better
It's
hope
one of
you
those
hit.
where like the worst thing you can do is open up your mouth and sound confident and you don't get drafted. And I'm just like,
I feel like we're going to be referring to everybody as Mike Morris's for the rest of the. Like, don't be a Mike
because it's
Morris.
like, bro,
Don't
y'all, like you
just
keep
like
doing it to yourself, and it's just like,
don't be a
I ain't
Mike
say it.
Morris.
You said it.
Like, and we understand you're a black quarterback from Louisville. You might want to call yourself Lamar Jackson light, but like let's
Let's
relax.
pipe down.
Let's
Let's
let's,
pipe down.
let's easy cowboy. Let's relax.
Like humble yourself. Just
Damn,
get your paper, keep it pushing. Like
damn.
don't
Like
don't call
uh,
your shot this early, bro.
the other guy down here that I'm surprised he's actually this low is Tanner McKee.
Yeah.
And McKee again, when he has the weapons of like Michael Wilson, Elijah Higgins, and Urasek, Stanford had it's been kind of rough this past year or two, but McKee's been another guy that's on a lot of coaches' radars. He's another
Mm-hmm.
person. I mean, he's a Stanford guy. Like they really like the Stanford guys. Look at Andrew Luck. Look at Davis Mills, and just Kevin Hogan too. Like
Mm-hmm.
Stanford quarterbacks hang around the NFL. So
I think that just might be like his. He might be one of those guys. He might be from Washington. What the hell is his name? Uh, the quarterback from Washington. The dude that just every time somebody gets hurt, he keeps playing. He balls, but you know what you get with him.
Heineke.
Yes, that's how I think he's gonna be. He's
Maybe
just
like
gonna stick
these
around, and then when
Stanford
he comes
quarterbacks,
in,
man.
he's gonna be a good player.
They stick around. They're smart guys.
Yeah.
They're underrated or what's it called? They're not surprised. People are surprised to see how athletic they are. So
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with him. Jake Hayner, he came into the Senior Bowl and he made a little bit of money. I don't know if he's going to get drafted, but
I don't know.
he
I
was the best quarterback by far in the Senior
and
Bowl. He
that's
was
not
in,
saying much because
yeah, no, not really. It was a very weak class, but he came in the Senior Bowl and came out the MVP. I think he threw for a buck 50 and a touchdown or two. Um,
and if that
but
wins you an
yeah,
MVP in the Senior Bowl,
I mean, look, they didn't have they didn't have the likes of the other years where you had like Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott and freaking Jalen Justin Herbert and all that same like in the same class and shit. They didn't have that luxury this year. Um, so and then the last one is Tyson Badgett, another one who played in the Senior Bowl. Daniel Jeremiah and a couple of people are actually really high on this kid, but he's a quarterback out of Shepherd.
we'll
You
see.
know,
We'll
well,
see.
exactly. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
we'll see.
That's the most I can give you. I don't know Shepard's schedule. I don't know what he threw
I
for
know the
all.
school.
But
Uh, you know. I
Like I said, like Tyson Badgett, he has a good arm and he has some instincts, but he what I've seen from him when I got from him in the Senior Bowl is that he tried to do too much, and that's what got him into trouble twice in the Senior
yeah.
Bowl. I think he threw 2 picks during the game because he used his legs extending the play and everything, and that was good. But sometimes it's like, hey, you gotta just know when to throw the ball away. And he was trying to do too much and show out a little too much, trying to force balls in the tight windows and making bad decisions. And he threw 2 interceptions. I believe both were actually in the red zone too, and that ended up kind of costing him the game in the end. But yeah, like to be honest, like it's gonna be nice to see, but I'm not really interested in the quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, no,
Like to be
I
100%
real, and
honest,
maybe it's just because
like
our teams aren't looking for quarterbacks, so it's way just less interesting. But
right,
also the depth, like the guys at the top are gonna throw. Cool, that helps us like kind of sort out the quarterbacks at the top, which will help our mock drafts. That's great, but with the defensive linemen, linebackers, and now corners that we've seen, I do not care.
it's literally like from here down. It's from O'Connell and down to the
I
end.
don't.
It's like I just want to. It's not that I don't want to say I don't care, but it's like who's going to separate them? It's like what we've been saying the whole week. Like you have your 4 or 5 top guys. Like Stroud, Levis, all of them. Who's the next guy that's going to separate himself from the bunch and be like, okay, you're QB 6. Like you know what I'm saying? The other 5 guys go. You're probably the next guy up. Like, who's the next guy that's going to separate themselves and be like, he's accurate, he has timing, he has good footwork, he has a big arm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see tomorrow. Like, who's going to separate themselves? Because right now you have your top 5, and then you just have blah. Like,
It's just
just a
like
big,
you have camp arms at this point.
like, and it's like I can see the top 5 getting drafted, and then like some teams could just be like, I'm not going to draft any of you guys. I'm just going to sit here after the draft and just like pick one of you guys up as an undrafted free agent and keep pushing.
Yeah.
Because
Or like I need to make sure I'm at the cap threshold because I'm about to tear down my whole team. So I need you here for salary cap purposes.
because like it's like if you, especially if you're a team that might be interested, but it's like you only have limited draft capital. It's like I only have like 4 or 5 draft picks. Like I'm not using one of
I'm
these
not
picks.
spending it on none of y'all.
Right. Like I'll use my picks, and then after I'm done with my draft early in the 4th, 5th round, like I'll make that call to you, like, hey, if you're a go undrafted, we'll make you a priority free agent signing after the draft or something like that. But I'm not using any draft capital unless like I'm not trading back to miss out on a blue chip guy to come get you. Like, nah, that's not
Forget a
happening.
blue chip guy. I'm not missing back on any of these corners.
Well, exactly. He's
Or
going
any of
back
these
to the
linemen
corner.
or any of
He's
these
going,
linebackers.
he's going back to the corners. Yeah, it's
Like I'm gonna go and get the dude that ran a 4.3. Like I don't remember his name, but he ran a
which
4.3.
one?
Bring him in.
Which one? Like one of the 12 that ran a 4.3.
Yeah, like
Like,
any, meeny, miny, he's left. All right, I'll take him.
hey, I'm closing my
He,
eyes and pulling my hat at this point. Like, I can't go
oh
wrong
yeah,
here.
D lineman that was really big that can take up space but still ran a 4.7 something. Bring him.
Like
I don't know if he's gonna stay on the team, but bring him. He can run fast.
that. I got. I'm sorry. That's my main thing in this whole like process. Is like separate yourself. Give the scouts, the GMs, the coaches, whatever, something that's going to be memorable in a positive way. Obviously, not Tariq Stevens failing at a backflip on national television in front of millions of people. Like, not that. Like, don't do that. Like, come out and have like a surprisingly big. Like, oh, well, shit, I didn't know that Tanner McKee could throw 80 yards. Like, give us something that's gonna break away from the pack and be like, all right, well, I'm not a first round pick, but I ain't going undrafted. I'll be a 4th, 5th, 6th round guy. Like, make yourself, make your stock rise. So that's why I keep looking at with the quarterback class this year. And again, like you said, maybe it's because it's a little biased because we both have kind of ideas of who our quarterbacks are going to be or whatever. But like,
Even if I didn't, I don't care about this class.
yeah, like I said, I'm not really looking
I
at anybody in this class because Especially
Like if
the
it,
Giants sitting
honestly, I
here
think
at
for both of us, if
25.
it's not Hendon Hooker, like
Like if the Giants sitting here at pick 25, the Giants aren't getting any of these guys. Like we're not getting CJ, we're not getting Bryce. I don't want Will. I don't care for Richardson like that. So and we're not getting him in the first round. I'm gonna say that, but stranger things have happened. But yeah, I'm just like I'm not. I don't know. Like I'm interested to see what they do. I want to see how they throw and everything. But I'm really invested most of my time in the receivers and the tight ends tomorrow.
yeah,
That's really where it's going
pretty
to be
much.
at for me. But
Yep.
but yeah, another show, another day in the books. Uh, well, hopefully we can get on earlier tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot less stuff going on tomorrow, so
Yeah, I was like, hopefully we can get
hopefully
on
we'll be
earlier
able
tomorrow.
to get it to you guys before 12 and finish
I
before.
was saying, I'm about to say it starts at 1 p.m. So hopefully, I mean, shoot, they do have to go through 3 groups tomorrow, so it might be around the same time. But we'll try to get, we'll try to be early, guys. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't, please go on YouTube, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on there. Check out we have wrestling podcast, basketball podcast. Let us know your thoughts. Check us out on Facebook, social media. We're on everything now, TikTok, all that stuff, all those fancy things these kids are doing nowadays. Tomorrow's another day. Like I said, we have a lot to sort through. But as always, thanks for watching. Get some sleep. Y'all are crazy for being up this late. So have a good one.
All right.